Welcome to Peel Healthy Lifestyle Show, where we talk about health, fitness, technology, and we want to showcase all the different products and services and businesses that are servicing the region of Peel with a primary focus on health and fitness. I'm your host, Yadevinder Dr, and joining me today is our other host.
I am the co-director of the event at the Peel Healthy Lifestyle Show. My name is Dr. Taj Bedi. I am a clinical psychologist and a certified fitness trainer in the city of Brampton.
Perfect. So, Dr. Taj, let's talk about, today we're really going to talk about like muscle development, fitness, working out, weightlifting. So where should we start when it comes to fitness? So I know most of the people, especially in Peel, we're working individuals. We have a job, 9 to 5, whatever it is, night shift, day shift, and then we're coming home and now we're working out. And so what is someone trying to do as they're working out? Like, is there a specific goal? What's based on age, I guess? How does it, which we look
It's a great question. Goals depend on the person and the level of fitness that they're engaging. There are people that just need to get started. They haven't been doing any fitness, or it's been a while. There are some people that have been doing it. Maybe they need to change their program somewhat, depending on their needs. Some people want to maintain what they have. Some people want to lose weight. Some people want to gain weight. So in practice, I see all different types and scopes of practice when it comes to fitness. So the main thing is just getting started. If you are not somebody that is doing fitness, then it's very important to at least do 3-4 days a week.
Okay.
Of training.
And so maybe you can explain why are we aiming for 3 to 4 days?
Well, if you're a novice trainer, you need some rest time.
Okay.
For muscles, for cardiorespiratory fitness. A lot of people don't want to do cardio, or some people want to do it, and cardiorespiratory is what it means. A lot of people mistakenly think that cardio stands for cardiovascular fitness, and it doesn't. It's actually cardiorespiratory fitness because it works the heart and the respiratory passages, our breathing and everything. So cardio is something that you don't generally need rest from, but it always helps. Muscle development definitely does.
Okay.
A lot of people think that we get big in gyms,
Right.
that we get big with weights, with machines, with body weight, with resistance training. That's not true. We actually get big or develop muscle and grow muscle during our rest time.
Okay.
And this process is called muscular hypertrophy.
Right.
What we do is we break the muscle down in the gym. That's when we're tearing everything apart, the skeletal muscle tissue, which is attached to our bones. What we associate with muscle.
Right.
And true muscle building happens in our rest, either the days that we're off, in our sleep,
Okay.
and also what we call in fitness the anabolic window. Anabolic window is a phenomenon that we use in fitness that says that our muscles, after a resistance training workout, can take in more protein than any other time.
Okay.
And that anabolic window is immediately after you lift weights to about half an hour after you are done.
Okay. So now we're at the gym now. We're starting. So how long should a workout session, if we're doing resistance training and weightlifting, what are we talking about? What kind of time frame? What should the average person maybe starting out to an intermediate to more advanced?
Average to intermediate, I don't recommend going above an hour.
Okay.
If you are a novice trainer, this is something that you got to keep under an hour, because you don't want to risk injury if you don't know what,
Right.
your muscles don't know what you're doing. You may not know what you're doing
Right.
as a practice at a dumbbell or at a barbell or at a machine, or doing just push-ups or pull-ups, whatever it is,
Right.
dips.
Okay.
But your muscles, do not engage that muscle memory and could risk injury. So I don't recommend going over an hour.
Okay. And how many exercises are different parts of that the workout should they be an average, like a beginner to intermediate person be looking at? How many different?
Well, generally, according to muscle groups, now we have different types of fitness training. We have total body workouts, We have blitz workouts. We have split workout. I like to incorporate the split training workout where we break down muscle groups. Now, example, when we work our chest, we're also working our tricep and part of our deltoids, our shoulder muscles. When we work our back, generally we work our arms, our bicep. So you can either pair those together or do what advanced bodybuilders and professionals do, which is a strict split workout where they only do one muscle group per day. Just chest on Monday, just back on Tuesday. On Wednesday they may do just shoulder, and then Thursday just arms and legs on Friday. I get you catch my drift.
Right, exactly. And so then if this is so we're spending an hour on doing these different exercises. We're doing resistance training. Now we have this 30-minute anabolic window where we want to try to get protein into it to help for the recovery. Now, how much rest is really involved? So now I've spent an hour in the gym, and I've spent that 30 minutes to get as much protein into my body as I can. So now, how much rest is involved between the next workout session? What's ideal?
Ideal is 24 hours.
Okay.
It may be less. You may have trained that night, and then you can't do it the next day at night. You have to do it in the morning before work.
Right.
So it might be less. But the key thing is sleep. Sleep is essential.
Okay.
And we need to rest, as you know, as a health professional, that we need an average of 7-8 hours of sleep, if possible, continuous.
Right.
Anything lower than 6 is not good, and anything over than 9 is not good.
Okay.
Too little sleep is not good. Too much sleep is not good as well.
That's right.
And it's not going to help your training and your development. So.
Okay. Now, is there some things that maybe we can talk about, some do's and don'ts for resistance training? Maybe some of the things that we can, obviously, that we should maybe point out. Maybe like some things about posture, or things that maybe the beginner to intermediate person visiting the gym may not really know right off the top. Maybe there's a few things that they can keep in mind so they're not injuring themselves or kind of doing some long-term damage.
Sure. Posture, you touched on a very important aspect, that posture is very important. Hydration. A lot of people do not hydrate either during or before or after training. It's very important.
Before you even go further, why are we hydrating?
Hydrating because we do lose a lot of water when we train. And in that water, that sweat, the actual elevation in our body temperature is getting rid of water composition, which at the same time will get rid of electrolytes and important things that we have in our body that we need. So it's important to hydrate all day. People, even if you're not training, people should be hydrating, drinking water. Our body is mostly made out of water.
Made out of water. That's right. That's right. Okay, so back to the posture and some of the do's and don'ts.
Okay, another thing is don't overexert yourself. Listen to your body. Your body's going to tell you if you are hurt, and if you are hurt, you may want to stop and do something else, or just stop altogether. If possible, use a trainer. If you don't know what you're doing, personal training is it can be very costly, but at the same time, you could get some inexpensive trainers. That work according to pay scales and things like that, of that nature. Almost every gym, I don't know of any gym that doesn't have personal training. So, and you can also research and look for other trainers. There's even trainers that will video chat with you. I've done it in the past. I've trained people from all over the world, never even meeting them. In Mexico, in India, and other parts.
Fantastic. So, maybe we can really pinpoint with our viewers. So sometimes, maybe I haven't been to the gym in 10 years, and how do I know the difference of when I'm exerting myself versus being uncomfortable because I haven't done it in a while? Does that make sense?
Yes. Well, comfort is, a lot of it has to do with psychology, right? It's psychological. Now, the overexertion, that's something that's very physiological. That's in your body. And as you know, all pain is perceived in the brain. We may say, oh, my arm hurts, or my leg, or I hurt my back, right? All that is registered in the brain. Our pain reception is in the brain. So it's mind over matter, literally. But sometimes you have to do matter. You know, if the body is that much in pain, go seek professional help.
Right.
See what's going on, because you don't want to make things worse than they already are.
Right. And of course, we should also say that you always want to consult a health professional, whoever your health professional is, before you start anything, and definitely use them as part of your health journey and your process as you kind of carry on your journey.
Always consult a health practitioner, a medical doctor, physician assistant, a nurse practitioner, especially if you have health problems.
Right.
I deal with a lot of people in training that have various health problems, ranging from type 2, type 1 diabetes, all the way to hypothyroidism, Crohn's disease. I have a list of people right now that I'm seeing that have certain prevailing disorders that they definitely need to consult. Not just for the training, but also supplementing.
Right.
Because I recommend a lot of supplements, being also a consultant in nutrition. So.
Okay. So, so let's get into supplements. So,
Yes.
Where does one start with supplements? And then maybe let's start with what is a supplement and why is someone taking a supplement, first of all?
Okay, very good question. Supplement is that of what it says. It's supplementing something, and what it's supplementing is your diet.
Okay.
Because through evolution, through years of manufacturing changes, our food is not present in the same way it was centuries ago.
Right, okay.
Through the process of food production, we're losing a lot of macronutrients, a lot of essential minerals that we need, and vitamins.
Right.
So number one thing I think that you should do for anybody is a multivitamin.
Okay.
Multivitamins are very important to take.
Right.
A common mistake that I see with clientele with multivitamins or vitamins in general is the ingestion of vitamins without food.
Right.
And
why is that?
The problem is our food is absorbed. It goes in our stomach, but the absorption of nutrients happens in the small intestine.
Right.
And without food, if we take vitamins just with a glass of water, or some people make a real mistake just popping the vitamin, it's excreted in the urine. So you're gonna lose your vitamins through the urine.
Okay.
What's the point?
Right.
You're spending this money on vitamins. Besides that, you're doing it for a reason. You want to be healthy.
Right.
So if you don't take your vitamin with food, it's not a good thing. And with a good glass of water too.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we're taking a multivitamin, what other supplements should we be taking? Before we even get to that, are supplements? Are we talking about taking different kinds based on our different fitness and activity levels? Is that what we're basing our supplementation on?
Yes. It depends what you're doing in fitness.
Okay.
If you're lifting weights, you need a whey protein, some type of protein. If you don't take protein supplements, you should be eating protein.
Right.
And you need, generally, if you're lifting weights to maintain muscle or gain muscle, you should match your weight with grams of protein in a day.
Okay.
So if you weigh, I don't want to give away what your weight is, but
Right,
if you weigh, let's just say you weigh 150,
Right.
right? 150 pounds, then you should get 150 pounds, 150 grams of protein.
Grams of protein.
1 gram, yeah.
Okay.
And advanced bodybuilders go even beyond that. They go 2,
Okay.
sometimes 2.5 times that.
And that's because of the muscle tearing and the
Muscle
healing
tearing,
and the recovery
right.
that's required to.
Now the downside is excessive protein is hard on your kidneys.
Right.
So you have to monitor how you ingest protein. You have to monitor how you metabolize protein.
Okay. So how does one know then? What are they looking
Well,
for?
the
What are
best thing to
signs?
do is to get it tested.
Okay.
To see a health practitioner.
Right.
And because you don't want something that's hard on your kidneys.
Right.
Kidneys are essential to live. So, yeah.
Definitely. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we have proteins. What are other things that we want to be looking at as supplements?
Okay, well, it also depends on who you are. Now, in women, due to their biological processes, need calcium, vitamin D, iron.
Okay, right.
Men don't need iron as much. As a matter of fact, certain multivitamins that are men are iron free. because we're not supposed to ingest that much because we get it in our diet and through meats and eggs and other vegetables and things like that.
Okay.
So it depends who we're talking about, you know, whether it's a woman, whether it's somebody who's sick that has certain deficiencies. But as far as training goes, fitness training, it's beneficial to have pre-workout drinks too.
Right.
If you want to advance your training. And pre-workout drinks vary. There's some that have creatine bases.
Right.
And creatine, of course, is something that you ingest to allow more water to get into muscle.
Okay.
And then there's nitric oxide boosters. And nitric oxide boosters, we may call them, oh, this is a nitric oxide booster, but there's absolutely no nitric oxide in it. It's generally an arginine-based type of compound that causes vasodilation. And what that is it causes your blood vessels to become thinner to allow the absorption of nutrients to go in there.
Okay.
Through training and
Okay.
water and hydration.
Right.
Other than that, most doctors will say you should take omegas.
Right.
Omega 3, 6, and 9. I recommend.
Right.
Some people just take 3. Some people just. I take 3, 6, and 9. A probiotic is very important.
Right.
For gut health, for the
Definitely.
flora.
Definitely.
And a multivitamin, and like I said, for certain populations like women, calcium, vitamin D, iron, and look at vitamins.
Right.
These days, vitamins are according to who you are.
Right.
If you are under 50, there's a certain vitamin,
Right.
and a man.
Right.
If you're over 50, then they got 50 plus vitamins. If you're a child or an adolescent,
That's right.
if you are a woman, so
Right.
and some vitamins geared towards sports and fitness, some towards energy. So I mean, vitamins have really advanced over the years.
Definitely. I remember one time it was just men, women, and children, and that was it.
That was it.
And now there's definitely a much bigger selection. There's a bigger range. Definitely, this is something you want to, if you don't know, seek help.
Yes.
Reach out to your health professionals, you know, different trainers. There's lots of different health fitness stores that you can visit, and those guys have a wealth of information.
Yes.
They have a lot of experience. A lot of them even have like actual medical backgrounds.
Yes, they do.
And so, you know, there's lots of people there, and they're always willing to talk. And they'll talk and share whatever information you need, however you want to get there.
Not only that, they'll share you samples as well.
Right.
You know, you could try certain products out. If they don't actually give you the little envelopes of the samples, they'll usually have certain, you know, jars open or barrels of whatever, and say, here, you want to try this. And,
Right.
you know, here in Brampton, there are nutrition shops all over, Mississauga, all over the Peel region. So
That's right. Perfect. So let's touch on sleep and rest. I know we've kind of touched on that a bit. So we talked about working out. We talked about a little bit of aerobics, and then we talked about some supplementation. And then sleep and rest. I know you've kind of mentioned, you know, a minimum 6, at a maximum 8 to 9.
ideally 7 to 8 is good. Yeah.
So what is actually happening during this process?
Very good question. Now, regarding muscle building.
Right, regarding muscle.
Regarding muscle building, we have different stages of sleep.
Right.
Alpha wave sleep, delta wave sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, which people call REM sleep, and that's when the reason why they call it REM sleep is our eye flutters underneath the lid while we're sleeping. That's when dreams usually happen.
Okay.
Now, regarding muscle building,
Right.
the ideal time for muscle building to happen in sleep is delta wave sleep.
Okay.
And delta wave sleep happens generally not that deep into sleep.
Okay.
It happens not immediately, but sometimes it depends on the individual. 40 minutes, maybe within 2 hours.
Right.
And so, if you're real serious about bodybuilding,
Right.
it's okay to have a casein protein
Okay.
before ingesting that before sleep. Now, there's different types of protein. There is whey, which is very common. There's soy.
Right.
There is casein, egg, plant protein these days. Hemp protein.
Right.
Protein is in various forms right now.
Right.
Now, whey is the ideal one to take right after training because it's a fast digesting protein.
Okay.
Casein is the slow one.
Okay.
Slow digesting because it emits amino acids over 7 hours.
Wow,
Ideal
okay.
to take before
Okay.
sleep.
Right.
If you can't afford the powder, eat some cottage cheese.
Right.
Drink a glass of milk.
Okay.
Because all protein, whey or casein comes from milk.
From
milk protein.
Right.
Milk protein is 80% casein, the majority of it.
Okay.
Whey protein is the minor part of that milk protein. Whey was actually discovered on accident by some Italian cheesemakers.
Okay.
Before whey,
Right.
they were just throwing it away. They didn't know that it had these muscle building properties.
Okay.
So they marketed it, and now it's huge. You can find whey protein anywhere.
Right.
In the gas station,
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
ready to make.
Walmart's.
You got
That's right.
Walmart, all the major nutrition stores. Whey protein is very common.
Okay.
And there's different levels of whey.
Right.
There's whey concentrate, which is the cheapest and less pure form, than the whey isolate, which is a better form.
Okay.
And then there's cross-filtered wheys and whey hydrolysates, which are more expensive, but they are the purest forms of whey and act at a higher level.
At a higher level. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So all of this, working out and getting aerobic and actually muscle building and supplementation, rest, all kind of leads into a lifestyle and a diet. And maybe we can kind of touch on how this all three of these kind of really relate into an overall healthy lifestyle with a diet, and how this all kind of comes into play. So the way I look at it is, if your diet is your fuel for your body, and so if you want to perform at an optimal level, you have to put in fuel that's going to optimize and give you that energy level. And so, it's using real foods, organic foods, it's using whole foods, making food from scratch, trying to stay away from processed foods. And from experience, what I find is once you start to make food from scratch, you actually have more energy.
Yeah.
And over time, you actually start to eat less.
Yes.
And then that's where the fitness portion comes in to really, when you have that excessive energy, and now you have this energy, sustained energy that you can take into a gym.
Sure.
For aerobics, for anaerobics, for whatever the workout session is, and then you're assisting with supplementation on the side. That's what's going to get you through the day. And the more you work out, the more energy you have throughout the day. Right. Maybe we can touch on some of that and how it all kind of really.
Sure. Well, you touched on a very good point. Diet and ingestion. How much to eat, whatever, and people make the mistake of eating way too much all at once sometimes.
Right.
And you should space out your meals. I recommend every 3 hours.
Right.
If you're not going to eat something, do a replacement.
Okay.
Maybe a fruit, maybe a protein bar, granola, something, right?
Right.
And space it out, eating small portions throughout the day,
Right.
rather than eating this, big diet at 7 o'clock at night when you get
Right.
off work or whatever it is.
Right.
Or, breakfast, major, big breakfast. You have to listen to your hunger. If you're not hungry, you don't necessarily need to eat.
Right.
That's how you pack on, unwanted calories and things of that nature. Now, we know that certain macronutrients being fat, carbohydrates, and protein, carry different calorie counts.
Right.
Carbohydrate per gram has 4 calories.
Okay.
Protein per gram has 4 calories. Fat per gram has 9 calories.
Right.
It's over doubled.
Okay.
So you have to do the macronutrient count as well in your diet. There are also apps to do things like this.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to see a certified nutrition consultant or a dietitian or a medical doctor or a personal trainer or
Right.
whatever,
Right.
sports psychologist. You can do this on your own. You can do the calculations. So that's the key thing. Listen to your gut. If you're not hungry, why are you eating?
Right.
But if you're training excessively, you do need to ingest certain supplements and proteins. So you're gonna have to do what you call meal replacement.
Right. Okay.
Either through a shake or something. Some people also make the mistake of over supplementing.
Right. Okay.
I did this during my years in playing athletic sports. I would over supplement too much protein. It's not good. I mean, I was younger then too.
Right.
But I only take 1 protein shake a day now, and that's after my lifts.
Right.
And the other times I'm just trying to rely more on diet
Okay.
than taking all this protein. I may do a second one if I'm not hungry, or a protein cookie or whatever, right?
Okay.
Protein bar. But I think that whole scheduling of meals, meal preparation is very important. Prepare your meals. There's nothing wrong with preparing 3 days of meals
Right.
in advance, making whatever it is that you like to eat. If you're a non-vegetarian or a vegetarian, making your lentils or your vegetables. Well, vegetables generally are best made fresh,
Fresh,
right?
right.
Of course, but
Right.
you know,
But you
a
can
chicken.
always cut them, prep them
Cut
up.
them, prep them,
Right, get them
put them in
ready.
the fridge,
Yeah.
whatever.
I usually do 2 days at a time.
2 days at a time. Making egg salad or tuna salad for 3 days straight. You know, I'm not eating it every day, of
Right,
course.
right.
Chicken breast, whatever it is. You know, prep it because you're less likely to grab something that you're not supposed to eat when you prep.
Right.
And pack your bag. My bag's prepped right now.
Right. That's right.
So I don't go to wherever to eat,
Right.
wherever wrong, right?
That's right.
I have my sandwich or my salad or whatever in there.
Exactly.
And my protein bar or whatever, you
Right.
know? So do that. It'll help you in the long run.
Perfect.
And the more you do it, the more reinforced you get.
That's right.
It becomes ingrained.
That's
you
right.
you become a practitioner to your own health, to
Right.
your own.
And that's, I think, one of the most important parts that components that we as individuals have to take responsibility for is that it's our health.
Yes.
And if it's not us, then who else is going to do it, right? And
Right.
It's the only one vessel, one body, one shell that we get, right?
Yes.
And so, we want it to be the healthiest, most vibrant, so that we can contribute to ourselves, our family, our community, and share that. And that's it's only done through this cycle of a healthy lifestyle with all the different components,
Right.
with fitness, with supplementation, with rest, with the diet.
Yes.
They all work hand in hand to create a healthy lifestyle.
You have to take ownership, is basically what you're saying. To reiterate what you say,
exactly.
you know, to paraphrase,
That's
right?
That's right.
And remember, the gym is the easy part.
Right.
I mean, what do you do in a gym? You go in there for an hour,
Right.
right? Maybe 2.
Right.
That's the easy part when it comes to fitness and lifestyle,
Right.
healthy lifestyle.
Right.
The hard part, or more challenging, I'll say, I wouldn't call it hard, but more challenging is diet,
Right.
nutrition, supplementing, sleeping right, good lifestyle, good behaviors, abstaining from alcohol and drugs,
Right.
which is what we're seeing a lot, you know, to keep a clean lifestyle.
Right.
You know, that's the hard part for a lot of people.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Anything else in closing that you'd like to share?
Just get up and do it, you know, get out there, you know, I mean, this is Canada,
Yeah.
the weather isn't always, you know, it's acclimate sometimes, and just get in a gym or do something in your own room, in your own house, go for a walk, go in the mall, hit a gym that's best,
Right.
you know.
Right.
If you don't want to buy a gym membership, get a little, you know,
Get something at home.
Get something at home.
Yeah.
Get some dumbbells, kettlebells, a system. Use your own body. You know, there's a lot of research out there saying that your body is your own gym.
That's
you know,
it.
you can do
Exactly.
certain things with your own body to keep yourself fit.
Exactly.
So just get out there and do it. There's no excuse. You know.
You know, there's and with the advent of YouTube, I mean, there's so much there. So there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be getting fit and getting
Right.
active and just doing something, even if it's at home.
Yeah.
Even in the dead of winter, it's minus 30 outside. There's still something that can be done at home.
Yes.
Inside the comfort of your home. Whether it's weights, whether it's yoga, whether it's stretching, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or your own body weight.
Definitely. I'm a big proponent of yoga. You know, thanks to my mom, I've been doing it all my life pretty much,
Right.
you know, meditating and yoga. So, you know, people associate yoga with being real artsy, fartsy and everything,
Right.
you know, but it's actually, a very helpful,
Right.
you know, it's not an exercise, it's a way of life. So
It's a way of life, and for me, yoga really helped heal and restore a lot of the muscles after my hip replacement, and to prevent the other side from have the replacement itself. So for me, yoga is really maintaining the flexibility and the muscle tension, and just to kind of keep that overall shape of the skeletal system.
yes.
Perfect. All right, so Dr. Dodge, as we wrap up, we want to remind people of the Peel Healthy Lifestyle Show 2019. It is happening June 1st at Turner Fenton Secondary School and Brampton. The website, check us out, it's www.peel.health. And again, the focus there is health, fitness, and technology.
Yes, and it is on Steeles and Kennedy It's in Brampton, and even though it's called Peel Healthy Lifestyle Show, anybody all over the world can come.
That's right.
It doesn't
That's
matter where you live or where you're from. Just because we're Peel Health doesn't mean that it's just for Peel residents.
That's right.
It's for everybody.
That's right. So, again, my name is Yadevinder Dr. Taj. We want to say thank you for joining us for this
Thank you.
episode, and we'll see you next week.